जो इसका इनपुट जरा चेक कीजिए। महादेव 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 महादेव। हो गया? ठीक है, शुरू कर दें। शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः। ओम ओम यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ओम वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्गपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। महादेव। It is when a person desires nothing of this world, because everything that can be called as the karma phalam is something that can be extracted, can be had from this world around us. And categorically, it is just these three things: Putra, Vitta, and Loka. Putra meaning the progeny, Vitta meaning the wealth, and Loka meaning, the pleasures of this world, comforts of this world, approval, appreciation, popularity from this world, or it could be from other world too. All these three things belong to the world. And these three things are the result of the karma. to have progeny, to have wealth, to have power, position, popularity. Is that not what one is asking from this world to deliver? Can you say anything else other than this the world can give you? Under the progeny, you can bring the love, the affection of the family, so on and so forth. But do you have any other fourth thing which can be categorically said as to be had from the world? Putra, Vitta, and Log. These are the three karma phalas. But there may arise someone now who is able to see how inadequate and lame all these karma phalas are. No matter how much or how many children one may have, no matter how much appreciation, approval you may have from your family, children, wife, husband, is always going to be insufficient. No position is going to be adequate. One is still going to hanker for more. There is a very interesting story which I have told related before several times. The story of Yayati, if you remember. Maybe there will be another occasion where the whole story can be told. But Yayati, as a father, gives a very important lesson to his son. And he says, look here, for all that you have given me, served me, I'm definitely lucky as a father, fortunate as a father to have you as my son. So obviously, this kingdom, the wealth, the power comes to you. But I want to give you something more, which every parent should give their child. And that is, he gives his son a piece of wisdom. He tells his son, Kuru, that no amount of wealth, and even if a person, the actual shloka is that even if all the wealth, gold, jewels of this world, all the women of this world, the most powerful position of this world as the Ekachhatra Samrat, as an emperor, unrivaled by anyone, even if this position is given to a person, he will not be satisfied. He will still look for more. Now, if you have all the diamonds of this earth, you will start thinking about diamonds to be had from Neptune. If all the women of this world are at your disposal, you will start looking for the women in the heaven to be brought at your for your pleasure. And even if one has this position as unrivaled king of this earth, now you will want to rule other planets. insatiable hunger. Remember this. This is an advice which he, as a father, he gives his son. And therefore, if you have anything to learn from here, just know that how silly it is to keep deluding yourself by saying that when I have this, I will be satisfied. When I have a new job, I will be satisfied. When I have family, I will be satisfied. When I have more pleasures, I will be satisfied. When I have more wealth, power, position, recognition, I will be satisfied. One keeps feeding himself with this illusion and keeps his fulfillment and satisfaction postponing. Tomorrow, then after, some other time. And then you have this complaint that why am I not satisfied? Why am I not peaceful? Because do you don't see that you keep on postponing your peace, postponing your satisfaction, postponing your fulfillment, continuously saying that it is somewhere else, in another job, another woman, another place, another position, more power, more recognition, more popularity is going to do that. One keeps doing this ruthlessly to himself. If there is something that you want to give to yourself, stop postponing your peace, so stop postponing your satisfaction. The day you are able to say, well, I don't want anything. Putra, Vitta, and Loka. Know this is a golden day in your life. Because hereafter you cannot be enslaved by the world. And he who has thus risen above these three demands then becomes capable of sannyas. Sannyas means karma sannyas, giving up of karma as the sadhanam. Because karma as the sadhana can give you only these three: putra, vitta, and loka. Then what is it that you want? There is one more thing which karma can give you, and that is if only the karma in the sense your actions are performed selflessly as an act of devotion, as an offering to Parameshwara, that whatever your actions are, whatever your duty is, those obligatory actions, when are performed in pure surrender, in understanding that this is the way God is to be worshipped. Now you are continuously in a state of worship, though you are doing the karma. Though outwardly you are going to look as a man of this world, but inwardly you have already established your connection with God. Because you are in a mood of worship. Thus keep on surrendering, offering every action at the feet of God, saying that this is what I can give. Now, don't worry whether your actions are, something great, transforming, revolutionary or not. Don't worry about it. Whatever, no matter how small your action is, let that be an offering to Ishvara. If this is the way an action is performed, it can give you one more thing, and that is it prepares you for the final leap, moksha. Because this is the only way you can clean your equipment, the inner equipment. This is the only way antakarna shuddhi can take place. Sattva shuddhi takes place. No other way. So action as such, when done with desire, has got only these three results. And when done without any desire, but only as an offering to Ishvara, it gives antakarna shuddhi. Why do you need antakarna shuddhi? Why do you need that purification of the inner equipment? Because you need to prepare the equipment for the knowledge. Knowledge which is the means to liberation. Moksha sadhanam. Now the person has discovered that I want nothing else. Because nothing else can give me moksha, which means an absolute freedom, total freedom from dukkham. None of the other karma phalas have got this power to set you free from dukkham completely. One dukkham can be obliterated, but it presents you with another one. I am unmarried can be somebody's dukkham. That can be obliterated by getting married, but now the dukkham is I am married. I need to have children. So on and so forth. It continues. It is just replacement of one dukkha by another. One dukkham is replaced by another. And therefore, he who wants absolute freedom from dukkham, not a replacement. Now he says, how can that be had? The answer is no, Brahman, and you will be free. Brahma vidapnoti param. It is only the Brahmajnani who attains the highest. Meaning, what can be the highest attainment? More money, more children, more women, more pleasure, more power. That more has got no boundary. It is an illusional word. And so now he says, let me have only knowledge. And for that knowledge, you require an intelligence, the inner equipment, which is an equipment for knowledge to take place. That equipment needs to be so perfect that it should not distort the knowledge. Because distorted knowledge is not knowledge, it is an error. Erroneous knowledge is not knowledge, erroneous knowledge is still an error. Not knowing the rope is definitely ignorance, but knowing the rope as the snake is not knowledge. It is erroneous knowledge, it is an error. It is still ignorance because you still haven't known it is rope. Knowing it any which ways is not knowledge. Knowing the rope as rope alone is knowledge. When knowledge is distorted, it loses the status of being knowledge. Therefore, one requires antakaranam because this is the only equipment with which knowledge can be had. Your every experience can be there only because there is antakaranam. Is not it true? For example, if your eyes are open and you have good vision, there is adequate light, but your mind is not there behind the eyes, you are lost in thinking about something else. Hmm? Will your eyes be able to register anything in front? No. You have equipment, external equipment, but when it is not backed up with the antakaranam, it cannot become an instrument of knowledge, of experience. And therefore, antakaranam is the equipment where the knowledge takes place. And now we are not talking about any ordinary knowledge or experience. We are talking about Brahmajnani, Brahmanubhava, Paramatma Anubhava, Ishvara Darshanam. So now this antakaranam needs to be absolutely flawless. But a person who has no other desire and only desire for moksha, it is only when the desire for moksha just not becomes the priority, but the only priority, the antakaranam has reached its pure state. There are other things also. I want moksha, I want God, but other things too. So God is in your category of also. One more thing. I want job, I want money, I want this, I want power, I want recognition, and also God. So God is sitting in the category of also. This is not going to, this is not sufficient for sannyas. Sannyas means nothing else, only just that. No compromise. So now for in the life of the sannyasi, the only thing, there is only one pursuit, and it is the pursuit of moksha. But the pursuit of moksha gets translated as pursuit of knowledge. Pursuit of knowledge. And that knowledge means Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. This pursuit means Shravana Manana, and there is nothing else for a sannyasi to do. Why is he doing that? Because he wants to know Parameshwara. His sannyas has got a purpose, and that purpose is to know God. And that knowing means experience. Because every experience essentially is knowledge. There is no experience without knowledge. People who are saying that we don't need knowledge, we want experience, are just talking stupid. Because every experience essentially is knowledge, you know. When I'm saying that I'm experiencing the warmth of the morning sun, I know the sun is warm this morning. It is knowledge. You show us an experience which is not knowledge, which does not culminate in knowledge. Do you see any experience which cannot be called as knowledge? So therefore, this is just, there cannot be a more stupid statement than this, silly statement than this, to say that we don't need knowledge, we need experience. And when you say that I don't need knowledge, which means that you already are saying that ignorance is okay. अज्ञान के पक्षधर हो गए हो, मूर्खता के पक्षधर हो गए हो, अब तुम्हें ज्ञान से क्या लेना देना? जब तुमने तय ही कर लिया कि मैं मूर्खता करके ही रहूंगा, तो रहो। बताओ, is not it? When you already have decided that I want to stay foolish, I don't want knowledge, which means that I'm comfortable with ignorance. Please keep me ignorant. You already have declared that I want to stay ignorant, no knowledge. Why should we give you anything? Why should even God give? You want ignorance? Keep it. Stay foolish. And ignorance is the cause of dukkham. Don't forget that. When you love dukkham, why should God also take it away from you? Why is God not taking away my dukkham? Because you want it. You have said it in so many different ways. You're not saying I want dukkham, but you are saying that I don't want knowledge. It means just another way of saying that I keep me in dukkham. I would rather wallow in dukkham than strive for knowledge. लोळत राहीन दुःख, पण ज्ञान नको. अपने दुख का विज्ञापन करता रहूंगा. I will keep on advertising my dukkham, declaring it to everyone. And you may get sympathy from others, but does that eliminate the dukkham? It just makes you comfortable in dukkham. Look, everybody is giving sympathy and everybody has dukkham, so it is okay to have dukkham. Have. You don't want to eliminate it. A sannyasi now says, no longer I want these karma phalas. Putra vitta lok, all that I want is knowledge. And therefore now his sannyas has the only purpose, and that is vivid. There is no other purpose that can be associated with sannyas. No other purpose can be associated with sannyas. I have become sannyasi so that I can transform the world, revolutionize the world. You don't need to be a sannyasi. You could might as well be with wife and children and still serve the world and transform the world. Do you require sannyas for that? I'm taking sannyas so that I can serve my church and and officiate the duties of a priest. We have priests who can get people married, for which you don't have to be a monk. Get married. Really speaking, only a priest who's married only can officiate another person, initiate him in married life. Many years ago, somebody actually asked me this question. That Swamiji, how can you advise any grihasthas? You have no experience. I said, perfectly okay. I have suggestions because you are asking for it. What would give me this authority to give you an advice? How to take care of your children, how to take care of your wife or husband. I myself, I do not have any. Oh, from the past life, you have brought the experience. And my experience culminates that leave everything. That should be, if I have an advice to offer, my sincere advice would be take to sannyas, go. Therefore, a sannyasi is the one who, in pursuit of knowledge, there is this sannyas is, which is in pursuit of knowledge, is called as Vividisha sannyas. For the sake of knowledge alone. But as a grihastha, he can continue his pursuit of knowledge. But for him, the main thing will be the principal part of his life is to perform the duty in the spirit of karma yoga, offering the karma as a worship to God. Do your duty as a husband, as a wife, as a daughter, as a son, but never forget that all this is done because the world all around you is nothing but God alone in different forms. All these forms, beautiful and ugly, are nothing but forms of God alone. Just because gold arrives in front of you as an ugly ornament, do you refuse to call it gold? Would you refuse to call gold gold if it comes in front of you as an ugly ornament? You would still happily take it home. If I give you a choice between two, a beautiful gold flower, but just 100 grams, and an ugly statue of 1 kilo of pure gold, out of these two, what will you choose? Your choice is clear. You're not going to say, this is an ugly statue. You're saying, I'm choosing 1 kilo gold. The whole world is filled with people, some good, some ugly, some evil. But every form over here is Parmeshwara. Ka? कारण हा देव जो आहे ना, अभिन्न निमित्तोपादान कारण आहे. तोच कुंभार आहे आणि तोच माती आहे. Over here, the clay and the pot maker is one and the same. It is the same God in front of you as your wife, as your husband, as your children, as your mother, as your father, as your neighbor, as every animal, every insect, everything. And therefore now your relationship with the world is not relationship with world, it is the relationship with God. Between God and you, there is only one relationship, and that is that of devotion. There is nothing else. The relationship is of just love. And love has different expressions. When you love ice cream, you quickly eat it. But when you say, I love my dog, you're not going to quickly eat it. You see? So also, expressions are different. Express by serving, and in recognition, it is Parameshwara. Thus, when you serve, when you do your duty this way, your life as a grihastha is fulfilled. The grihastha ashrama, thus lived this way, should be able to give you the antakarana shuddhi and continue the pursuit of knowledge. So, knowledge is not the priority of a grihastha. Knowledge is not the priority of the grihastha. Grihastha's priority is doing your duty in the spirit of karma yoga for the sake of knowledge. Sannyas means nothing else. Not even striving for antakarna shuddhi, striving for knowledge alone, in pursuit of knowledge alone. But say, suppose there is someone who in his grihastha ashrama only the knowledge has taken place. He has had sufficient optimum level of antakarna shuddhi and he was listening to Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, he was doing. Knowledge has taken place. Now for him, what he needs is jivan mukti. He says, jivan mukti, and therefore for jivan mukti, when sannyas is taken, it is called as vividisha sannyas. Oh, sorry, it is called as vidvat sannyas. When sannyas is accepted for the sake of knowledge, it is called as vividisha sannyasa. And when taken for the sake of jivan mukti, it is called as vidvat sannyas. The phalam of knowledge is no longer caught in the birth and rebirth, the cycle of dukkham. Therefore, the phalam is videha kaivalyam, videha mukti. Here, when you want videha mukti, definitely, but jivan mukti too, then there is vidvat sannyas. And therefore, we have got these two categories of sannyas. One is called as the Vividisha sannyas, the other one is called as the Vidvat sannyas. Don't have fancy for sannyas. Sannyas is not something that one should fancy for. गम्मत नहीं, अय्या बगू दे काया नहीं. It has a purpose. Decide what is your purpose, what you need. Are you prepared? Are you not? Don't deceive yourself in any ways. Don't deceive yourself in any ways. And if the prarabdha has brought you to a point where you are still a grihastha, do your duty as a grihastha, as a mother, as a father, as a daughter, as a son, whatever it means. And it is not only duty towards this family, you are related to the world as whole. You know, in India, in the ancient India, before the Mughals arrived, even before the British arrived, we never had a concept of a restaurant, of an inn. Do you know why? All across India, there was no restaurant. Food was never sold. When you are selling the food, it means who has the right over the food? The one who has money has the right over the food. And we are saying the one who has hunger has right over the food. And when you have said that one who has money has right over the food, he can take a bucket full of milk and just drink a spoonful of it and spill it, throw it. That's mine because I have purchased it. But this shameless man does not know that the milk that he has purchased and he is wasting has been snatched away from the calf which was hungry. Cow is a mother. She didn't produce the milk so that, it could be sold in market. She produced it for her baby. You have snatched it from the baby and now you're pouring it down in the gutter. This is arrogance. And this is you call as opulence, abundance. This is not abundance. This is pure arrogance. And this is because you think that I have right over the food because I have money. In the Vedic system, this was not the case. You did not have right over the food because you have money. He who has hunger has the right over the food. People traveled from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, is not that? North to south and south to north, east to west, west to east, people traveled in the olden days to even now we have those pilgrimages, don't we? We take the water from Rameshwaram and pour it on Kashi Vishwanath. We bring the water from Ganga from Kashi and pour it in Rameshwaram. Unless and until you do this, connect the north to the south, south to the north, the pilgrimage is not complete. You know this. If you are from the north, you have to take the water of Ganga to Rameshwaram. Fill the water of the sea from Rameshwaram and pour it on Vishwanath in Kashi, isn't it? If you are from south, you have to take it from here and pour it there. Bring the water from north, Ganga, Kashi, and pour it on Rameshwaram. People were constantly traveling, but not a single restaurant, not a single hotel, inn. Why? Because every traveler also passing through any village, town, city, wherever he was hungry, it was the duty of that householder, that grihastha, to provide food. Maitina, he would stand out when everyone is fed. This man and the woman of the house were the last people to have food. He would actually stand outside his door and call out thrice, "Is there anyone who needs food?" And if no one answers, then only he could take food. That's why when you hear it in Mahabharata that Draupadi takes the food last, she's the woman she's the master, what do you call, mistress of the house. Unless and until everybody is fed, even the animals and servants and everyone, including the traveler, the stranger on the road, a beggar, anyone, everyone is fed, she does not take food. Our idea is, if I'm the master, I should take it first. If you are the master, you take it last. Because I should take it first means that you are displaying your power over others. You have the power, and that's why you can suppress others and take it first. This is stupid. Because if you have power, then let that power protect everyone. This power is not meant so that you can exploit everyone. That's why the food was never ever sold. People traveled, they were fed. People traveled. Osri asaयची गद्दारची घरची. There always used to be a veranda where every stranger was welcome, given a mat to sleep that night. Continue your journey next day morning. Shelter was given. No hotels, no inns. What a strange thing, a civilization which was so opulent, so rich, not even a single restaurant, single inn. That's what happened when Alexander came to India. He was hungry and there is nowhere that he can buy food. So he tells his army, that commander or someone who's in his service, go, we can see this house over there, go and ask that woman, Alexander the Great has come, he is hungry, give him something to eat. The old woman comes out with a basket covered with cloth. He thinks she must have brought some bread for him to eat. He opens that basket and sees that she has brought some pearls and gold and jewel and coins. He's annoyed. He says, "What kind of joke are you playing, old woman? I can just chop your head off your shoulders." She says, you were hungry. Your man who you sent to me said that you were hungry. And if you're hungry, bread could have had been provided by your village, from the town, from the city, the country that you came. But maybe you had hunger for gold and that's why you came. And I said, I thought that this is what will satisfy you. Here's the gold. But why did Alexander have to ask for food? Because he could not purchase it, not sold. The civilization humbled an emperor because the value system is different, was different. Today you think you can buy food, you own the food because you have money. That's why in the olden days, even in Manusmriti, you will find selling a cow's milk is called as sin. The milk is called as gorasa, is not it? Gorasa kraya, vikraya means to sell, is a pap. You're putting a price on the mother's affection. She has, this is her affection for her babies, and you're putting a price on that. Can a mother, can a woman be insulted more than this? You already have put a price on her, but by the ways of getting pleasure from her. But you are also putting a price on her affection. What is this? And they called Indian society as barbaric. They came to civilize India. That's why when Max Mueller first came, he writes to his son that we have great ideals in of and great, what do they call it, morality that is found, ethics, morality that is found in Bible is nowhere in this world, and that's why we have come over here. And he starts translating Vedas and the Upanishads. By the time he has finished his translations, he says there is no piece of literature in this whole world which can be greater than the Upanishad. This is the civilization which stood on a different value system. It is the Grihastha's duty, and this Grihastha Ashrama therefore provides you that platform wherein you prepare yourself for the final leap, and that's why sannyasa is placed after Grihastha Ashrama. First is the stage of studenthood, then that of the householder, then after the householder, where now he has done his duties and now is little withdrawn and gives himself time to contemplate, to do upasana. that is Vanaprasthashram. And when through Upasana now he has purified himself thoroughly, he is prepared for sannyas, the final leap. Now look at that, that Grihastha is such a great thing. But it is, don't forget that it is preparation for sannyas. It is one station on your way to the destination. एक पड़ाव है, मंजिल नहीं. हिंदी समझ में आती है? It is just a camp en route. It is not the final destination. But it is important. So now there is Vividisha sannyas, there is Vidvat sannyas. And the next question comes over here, wherein he says, Nanu purvatra vividisha sannyasasya tattvajnanam phalam, vidvat sannyasasya jivan mukti phalam, jivan mukti iti vyavastha varnita. तथा च सति प्रथमतः तत्त्वज्ञानं सम्पाद्य पश्चात् विद्वत्सन्न्यासं कृत्वा जीवतः स्वस्य बन्धरूपयोः वासनामनोवृत्त्यो विनाशः सम्पादनीयः इति प्रतिभाति. अत्र तु तत्त्वज्ञानादीनां सह एव अभ्यासो नियम्यते, अतः पूर्वोत्तरविरोधः इति चेत्. This is the question, this is the doubt, this is the Purva Paksha. The student is asking, that's that in the earlier chapter, did you not say, in the earlier pages, did you not say that the phalam of Vividisha sannyasa, now you understand those words? Sannyas taken for the sake of knowledge. Sannyas taken for the sake of jivan mukti, vidvat sannyas. Sannyas taken for the videha mukti, Vividisha sannyas. Sannyas taken for jivan mukti, sir, here is the question. This was, you had said, and when you are saying that it is vidvat sannyasa, which means now he is definitely taking to the life of renunciation, but he has knowledge because he is vidvat, he is vidwan, he knows. Correct? So knowledge already has taken place. Now, what is the purvottara virodha? What is the contradiction that comes over here? You are saying for jivan mukti, all the three, which three? Tattvajnanam, knowledge, manonasha, and vasanakshaya. These are the three sadhanas. But he who is taking to Vidvat sannyas for jivan mukti already has the knowledge. He already has the knowledge. Knowledge cannot take place second time. Second time, it can be your recognition or it can be a memory, but it is no longer knowledge. Knowledge means you did not know something previously and now you know. Even when you forget, and then suddenly it flashes to you, well, it is this. You don't say that now I know, you say now I remember. Now I remember. You don't say now I know, but therefore knowledge takes place once, which has already taken place in him. How can he strive for knowledge now? And you are saying that Tattvajnanam, Vasanakshaya, and Manonasha, all three have to be practiced simultaneously. How is that possible? And therefore, in case of this Vidvat Sannyasa, now there is a contradiction between what you have said earlier and what you are saying now. How can you resolve it? Do you see the contradiction? Knowledge is already had. You cannot have knowledge second time. But you are saying now he has to strive for knowledge along with Manonasha and Vasanakshaya. How can he? You cannot. It has already taken place. And you are saying all three have to be simultaneously practiced. No, sir, it is not possible. And therefore, it is a contradiction. And you are somewhere where you are in maybe you are in self cancellation, the defect of self cancellation. Self cancellation means a person tells you by his own mouth, I am mute. The person who says, Mama mukhe jivhan asti, vadato vyaghat dosha, it is self cancellation. Do you see? Knowledge is had, and then you are saying have knowledge. Knowledge cannot be had for the second time, and then you still are saying have. Strive for it. Impossible, sir. What are you saying? Be reasonable. Just because you are trailing something spirituality does not mean that you have to stop being reasonable. Be reasonable. This is the question. This is the Purva Paksha. To which now the teacher will reply. But let us look at this reply when we meet in the evening. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Thank you all. Thank you very much.